From President Biden, a feisty State of the Union address.
I will not bow down.
Relishing the back and forth with Republicans.
I know you know how to read. If any of you don't want that money in your district, just let me know.
The president looking to demonstrate he has the vigor and vision to serve another 4 years, and sharply critiquing his likely Republican challenger.
You can't love your country only when you win.
Without ever mentioning former President Trump's name. On Russia,
my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote.
On the Capitol attack.
My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th.
And on abortion rights.
He's the reason it was overturned, and he brags about it.
President Biden vowing to restore Roe v. Wade if he has the votes in Congress, and in a rare moment admonishing the Supreme Court justices in attendance for their role.
With all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
Facing low approval ratings on the economy, the president delivering an optimistic view, touting strong job growth and unemployment at a 50-year low following the pandemic.
Turning setback into comeback. That's what America does.
And on immigration, with a record number of migrants entering the country since he took office, President Biden blamed Republicans for rejecting a bipartisan border security bill that Mr. Trump opposed.
We can fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it.
Even holding up a button given to him by Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene, who demanded he acknowledge the death of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley after an undocumented immigrant was charged with her murder.
Laken Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself.
Still, Alabama Senator Katie Britt, delivering the Republican rebuttal, slammed the president's handling of the border.
President Biden's border policies are a disgrace. This crisis is despicable. And the truth is, it is almost entirely preventable.
The president acknowledging his age.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
And using it to deliver a political point.
The issue facing our nation isn't how old we are. It's how old are our ideas.
Trying to reframe the issue while contrasting himself with Mr. Trump.
My lifetime has taught me to embrace freedom and democracy. Now other people my age see it differently. The American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution, that's not me.
And one note, a man who heckled President Biden last night was a Gold Star father whose son, a Marine, was among 13 U.S. service members killed during the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. That father was arrested for his outburst last night. As for President Biden's performance, it really went a long way to ease Democrats' concerns about his age. During what was a 33-minute walk out of the chamber, a senior Democrat said to the president, "Nobody's going to call you cognitively impaired now." Savannah.
All right, Peter, thank you. Also here in Washington with us, Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press, NBC's senior business correspondent, Christine Romans. Good morning to both of you. We'll talk substance in a moment, Christine. The economy always a big issue, but this performance issue, the one Peter raised, the age, all of this, the elephant in the room. How did he do? What are you hearing?
Well, Democrats are breathing a sigh of relief. They are thrilled. One Democrat told me this performance was a total 10 because the president was strong, because he was energetic, because he took on Donald Trump within the first 4 minutes of starting this speech, Savannah. And what are Republicans criticizing him on this morning? They say he was too partisan. They're not criticizing him for a lack of energy. And that was the point. And he took on the age issue head on. I think you can expect to see that on the trail.
We saw him taking on the age issue. We're going to talk about economy in a minute, but immigration also is a big issue. Many voters are now putting that as the top of the list as the issue that they care most about over the economy. And he had some moments there where he kind of tried to say, look, Republicans, if you want to get this done, stop playing politics. Let's go.
He's trying to cast Republicans as the do-nothing Congress because they had this bipartisan immigration deal that Republican senators praised as being a good deal. But this is significant, Savannah, because this is the type of moment that throws out red meat to the base. and also appeals to those Nikki Haley moderate independent voters. So it allows him to straddle the line. And again, I think this is going to be a rallying cry out on the campaign trail. And he's trying to flip the script on Republicans who've owned the issue of immigration. He's trying to take it as his own.
It's still the economy. It is always the economy, Christine. You are not second fiddle here. But it was interesting because there are so many markers that show the economy improving. And then when you look at consumer confidence, I know it might be trending up right now, but generally people are not feeling this economy that the president is saying is so much better than where we were.
And his lowest approval ratings are on the economy, let's be clear. So you had on yesterday a day when the stock market was hitting record highs. The president was not on Wall Street. The president was at the kitchen table on Main Street trying to show people, I feel your pain. I know you feel like you've been nickeled and dimed. This is what we've been doing over the past year. Look, let's talk about tax fairness. Maybe these big corporations and these people who make $100 million or more a year should be paying a higher tax rate than you are. And he really dug into this. There are two teams here, and I'm on your team. And that's what the White House was trying to do, to get him there at the kitchen table with the American people, because those poll numbers have been so low. But one thing that's interesting in this town, a lot of people yesterday were telling me that they think that immigration and abortion could be the two really important things that drive people in the ballot box. Maybe it won't be the economy. Maybe this will not be an economy election after all. As more time passes, people are feeling a little bit better about things.
Well, if you look at the structure of the speech, you can see not only what he thinks is most important, but what he thinks are his winning issues. He started in the defense of democracy abroad, some tough talk for Putin, then goes directly at January 6th, election lies, saying we have to defend democracy at home. And the next item is reproductive rights. That shows you where the White House thinks the fight is for 2024.
Absolutely. And we've already seen the vice president and the president talking extensively about this. And look at the election results in the midterms and special elections all across the country. It has energized the Democratic base. And frankly, Democrats have beat expectations on this issue. Savannah, Katie Britt, in her response, tried to take on the issue of IVF, obviously a big issue in Alabama, her home state. But this is going to be a big battleground.
All right. Well, we will continue to speak about it, of course. Kristen, thank you so much. And, of course, Kristen's going to have a lot more reaction from both sides of the aisle and the latest on the 2024 race Sunday morning on Meet the Press.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.